evening, everyone. Thanks so much for coming out tonight. It's wonderful to be out. Before I introduce the mayor, I would like to, first of all, thank our hanging committee. Where are you? Right here somewhere. This is, as you can tell, this is quite a challenge to hang this show. They do a good job. Thank you to them. Also, big thank you to the Women's Club. I hope you can enjoy their refreshments. It's great, especially since we had to extend our evening an extra hour, and they stepped up for us. So thank you, Women's Club of Clayton. And last but not least, the Art Faire committee. Where are my Art Faire committee people? Especially I'd like to thank Julie Ray, who was taking care of every detail of this event, including your program you have there. So big thanks to June. And so I'll hand the microphone over to our Mayor, Jody McLeod.
Awesome.
With all the awards.
Thank you. Thank you, Amy. Good evening, everybody. Our group keeps growing year after year after year. It's so fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you all for being here this evening. And let's have a really nice round of applause for our friends at CVA, because they do so much for the town of Clayton and the promotion of the arts. It's a group that we're extremely proud of and very fortunate to have. I just got my script, so this is going to be a very entertaining evening. Yes, you may not recognize the Johnston County pronunciation of your last name, but we'll do our best. Yeah, right, exactly. But we'll do our best with all of that. So it's a pleasure to have you here, and thank you for your promotion and your efforts to promote the arts too. This year, our judging was done by two judges. The first one is Joe DiGiulio of Raleigh Fine Art. He is a professional abstract painter, a teacher, a cancer survivor who works for Jerry Artarama. His latest works at large abstract paintings that reflects the use of color, line, shape, and texture. His work hangs at Duke Raleigh Hospital, the PNC Plaza building in Raleigh, and the RDU International Airport. Gerard Lang of Wilson Photography is our second judge. He is a professor of photography at Barton College. He is trained in photography, sculpture, and drawing, and worked professionally as a photographer before attending graduate school. He alternates between traditional media and photography, sometimes coupled with digital imaging. His work is both in public and private collections, and I believe he is here with us tonight with your son. Welcome to Clayton. Thank you for your contribution. Nothing's worse than having a judge who's a professor. No pressure. Each year, the Clayton Visual Arts, well, not each year, but the Clayton Visual Arts inaugurated Purchase Awards in 2014. The ability to offer businesses and individuals a chance to support local artists by buying at least one work from all the categories. And it's my pleasure to introduce this year's purchasers and their choices. First up, we have Suzette Rodriguez from Johnston Health, who purchased Mary Doherty's 3 nests. Thank you, Suzette, wherever you are. Thank you. She's building a super collection, let me just tell you. Our next is Mike Rodriguez of Novo Nordisk, who purchased Amy Beshatorian's Tumble Down Charm. Thank you, Mike. This year, for the first time, the judges had a chance to recognize 4 additional pieces with honorable mention ribbons and gift cards. 3 $25 gift cards were donated by Jerry Artarama and was donated by Peace Camera. The Jerry's Artarama Honorable Mention Award goes to Jacqueline Balog of Willow Springs for Morning Serenity in Mixed Media. One judge said the work of the storyteller masterpiece, great attention to detail, subject matter, and well-crafted. Congratulations to Jacqueline. Our second ribbon goes to Cheryl McCardle of Clayton for A Walk in the Park. Judge DiGiulio said, the abstraction explores the textural journey the eye makes to this piece. The artist's use of line and texture creates imagery that its title suggests. So congratulations to Cheryl.
I tend to paint in a very layered manner, most times I title things after I finish them by a feeling that I get. I paint a lot by feeling, and I usually start with a lot of heavy paint and modeling paste, which is an additive, and I build up layers, and I'm sorry I can't talk without my hands, but and I use a painting knife, and so I scrape a lot of ridges and things, and then I'll stand back and look at it for design elements. And so then I sort of layer lighter colors over top of dark and find like lines. So my paintings have a lot of marks in them, and they have kind of a primitive, or I think they have a primitive feel, which almost like they've been likened to like cave paintings. My inspiration, I love just seeing designs in nature or aging buildings where you see the paint coming off. So that's sort of my inspiration for the way I paint. We artists, a lot of times, we paint sort of in a vacuum. We feel like nobody's really seeing it or nobody's really recognizing us. So just having recognition is always very exciting, and it made me happy. So.
The third honorable mention goes to Kyle Wilson of Clayton for Eagle Rock House at Sunset. The judge said, "This is an eye-catching photo pushed with editing to create an almost surreal treatment of a classic subject. Well done." Congratulations, Kyle Wilson. And our fourth honorable mention ribbon goes to, which is sponsored by the Peace Camera, $25 gift card, goes to Mary Doherty of Raleigh and her photograph, 3 Nests. Judge Lang said, "The photography of the 3 nests displayed against a suitably textured wall evokes a sense of calm and quiet that is welcoming seen in a world of rushed daily activities." This evening, Mary could not be with us as she is on vacation in Savannah, but congratulations to Mary Doherty. After the judges choose the best entries in their categories, to be announced shortly, they collaborated to pick 3 pieces that they felt were next best works of the remaining entries in the show. They had the opinion of choosing all paintings, all photos, or a combination of these 2. They chose 2 paintings and 1 photograph. The first award goes to Sandra Blake of Raleigh for her photography, Convergence. Sandra here. Congratulations. The judge said the photographer's use of formal composition rules helps pull the eye into the scene, while the dramatic digital line where the ceiling meets the floor forms a comfortability, off-centered balance. Beautiful job. Congratulations, Sandra. The second Judge's Choice Award goes to Janie Preet of Clayton. The artist makes masterful use of mixed media. The piece could hang on a wall in my home on any day. Judge Lane said this piece has a wonderful sense of materiality that embraces how media can be used in both traditional and innovative ways. So congratulations, Janie. The third Judge's Choice Award goes to Chris Roberts of Clayton for Buffalo Road 2.0, a work in pen and ink. DiGiulio said this is an exquisitely handled pen and ink piece that is so uniformly crafted that I almost thought it was an etching. Excellent craftsmanship. Judge Lane said the controlled use of line is an interesting contrast to the overgrown plants that climb and cling to the wooded building, where the grain of each plank is drawn with careful attention to detail. Congratulations to Chris Roberts.
I drive around and get lost out here frequently on purpose to find these old houses and dilapidated barns, outbuildings, etc., that have gone to seed, because they make excellent studies in texture and content, detail, perspective, all the number of challenges for a pen and ink artist. And in that medium, I try to extol as much depth as possible in a limited medium like that, with the texture and application of the pen and ink. I did that. That piece inspired me. Originally, there was a building I did on Buffalo Road that I entitled Buffalo Road, and I entered here about 3 years ago. It was of an old building and a tree that was adjacent to it right on Buffalo Road, which is near where I live. And everybody really liked that, and the Johnson County Health Department liked it so much they bought it from me. So it's in the hospital over there. Since then, the landowner has knocked all that down, and in the process of doing that, he exposed this other house that is in the back of his property. It's again on Buffalo Road, hence 2.0. But it's an old, small house, little two-story bungalow type house that hasn't been lived in for God knows how many years, and nature's about to reclaim it. And all of the overgrowth attracted me. And the challenge of the detail for all of the overgrowth, and the way it just presented itself was a temptation I couldn't resist. Gratified. I mean, I'm always somewhat surprised that the medium is recognized as it is, and I appreciate the judge's words, because a lot of that was what I was trying to evoke, and he picked up on it, so I'm doing something right. And I hope that I hope there are others out there that are attracted to the work.
This year we have a new award. It's sponsored by James Lipscomb of Hometown Realty. James is a hometown boy whose family has lived in or around Clayton for more than 200 years. The recipient of the award was selected from among entrants who either live in Clayton or are members of Clayton Visual Arts. This year the judges chose Kathy Spivey Mendola of Clayton, whose work is a fiber art wall hanging called 12 Months of Buddha. One judge said the workmanship and precise effort display a masterful style of beadwork, sketching the composition so profoundly, crafted in a seemed perfectly suited for Hometown Award. Judge Lane said this piece was chosen for an incredible amount of detail. Also, being a quilt, the form of this work has a direct relationship to small town life. Congratulations to Kathy.
It was a year-long project. I decided to do this 2014 because a group of friends and I created a bead group, and I wanted to increase my beading skills. So I went above and beyond what the group did, and I challenged myself to the 12 Months of Buddha. I chose the color theme ahead of time, and each month I would start the Buddha piece, and I beaded it. Sometimes it took 4 days, sometimes 4 weeks. And at the end of the month, then I would machine quilt the background around it, and at the end of the year, I put them all together in a small quilt. So it was challenging, and my beading has progressed. I could see the progression from month to month, and it got to be more exciting every time I did it. So that piece was actually shown last year at the Fine Art of Fiber in the Chicago Botanic Gardens, but this is the first time showing it here, and I won something again.
So are you new to quilting?
I've been sewing probably by hand since I was 8 years old, and by machine since probably about 14. But quilting, fairly new to quilting and very new to beading. I started beading about 4 years ago. And now I love it. And now I've began to make jewelry as well. So I do a lot of jewelry, but I still love fabric. It's my first love. It's so tactile, and I just like working with fabric and fibers. And now I love beading. So.
And a nice shout out to James Lipscomb for that. Thank you, James. That was awesome. Yes. The Award of Excellence of $750 each. These two awards are premium honors of the evening. Each judge was asked to choose the single work they considered the best piece in this category, photography or fine art. First, photography. Judge Lane said, "The winning piece was selected for its level of technical difficulty in capturing the activity of Grand Central Station. The hustle and bustle of the train station is shown in the blurred figures rushing about the large hall. However, the photographer balanced the rush with the stationary people pausing to take their own pictures and waiting motionless, as passengers tend to do as well. The winner of the $750 Photography Award of Excellence is Andrew Levengood."
Living in Brooklyn, New York for about 3 years, and I had some free time one day, and I'm like, well, where is the craziest place I could go to get peace of mind? Grand Central Station. And so I ended up going to Grand Central Station, and I just happened to see a lady somewhat in the foreground who was having her picture taken, and I'm like, where am I going to get the opportunity to take a photo of somebody else having their photo taken with all this crazy hustle and bustle? It's like she's having her one quiet moment in the city that never sleeps. So I ended up putting up my camera, had to do this on a tripod because I wanted to capture the motion but not entirely blur it. I wanted to capture the stillness of her moment. So I ended up shooting about 30-second to 1 minute exposure. And I really only had that time because by the time that shot was over, she had left. So, and that's what was able to capture the moment. And I was also, on that particular day, being able to capture their 100th anniversary Grand Central Station. This is actually my very first print competition that I have ever done. My wife has bugged me for years to get my work out of the computer where other people can finally see it. Very gratifying, very humbling as well. I really did not expect this. I was expecting a possible nice, pleasant honor. So being able to be awarded the Excellence of Photography is quite the honor.
The $750 Margaret Ritchie Award of Excellence in Fine Art. This award celebrates the memory of one of the founders of Clayton Visual Arts, the late Margaret Ritchie, who was head of the group from 1999 to 2007. She was also editor of the Clayton News-Star from 1996 to 2007. Fine art judge DeGiulio said of the winning work, "The painting depicts everyday life and displays a Norman Rockwell-like quality that draws the observer into the reality that is family garden, masterly handled." The winner is Susan Brabeau of Wendell, Family Garden. She's not here. But also, Susan also won last year. She was also the winner of last year's Margaret Ritchie Award of Excellence for Fine Arts. She couldn't attend this evening. She is on a retreat from Wi-Fi at Ocracoke. I bet she's glad she wasn't there last weekend. Yeah. The final award of the evening is the Sunny Chance People's Choice Award of $100. It's always a favorite because it gives everyone who's here tonight a chance to participate. The winner was chosen by your vote this evening. Vote counting is done, and while the other awards are announced, we are going to present the Sunny Chance People's Choice Award. And this year's Sunny Chance People's Choice Award goes to Susan Brabeau, who couldn't be with us this evening, right? But we want to take this opportunity to thank everybody in the Sunny Chance family for this. Yeah, no, you're good.
No.
Awesome. Okay. So even though I can't read and see too good, I just read a book. And of course, as many of you know, I am self-diagnosed ADD unmedicated. So the books that I read are like 20 pages. And I want to encourage, go ahead and laugh, it's all good. Most artists understand that. But the book is entitled, What Do You Do with an Idea? And it's by Kobe Yamada. What do you do with a good idea? And it really talks about what do you do when you get a good idea? As an artist, as a photographer, what do you do? Where did your idea get started? And what did you do to nurture that idea? And what did you do to bring life into that idea? And did you ask other people their opinions of your idea? And if you did it change your mind? Or did you stay steadfast and true all the way through the process on your idea? And the end of the book basically talks about that, you know, one idea always leads to another, and they never stop. One keeps building on another. And that's the beauty in so much of the art that we share in the love in Clayton, in Johnson County, and in North Carolina. So when you have an opportunity, check out that book. Thank you again to our good friends at CVA for hosting us this evening and for the sponsorship. Congratulations to all our winners.
For our October show, we will be having a reception on October 6th here at the Clayton Center. We will be featuring watercolors by Don Stevenson. He has a series of historical paintings that he has done using our library's old black and white photos. We will also have some lively acrylic paintings by Simone Scott Leonard. Hope to see you there.